Hi there, turkey lovers. Welcome to Storytime Online. I'm Larry, the library gnome, and today we're talking turkey about turkeys and gobbling up a funny story about a time-traveling turkey. Let's go! What are you thankful for this Thanksgiving? Me? I'm thankful for all our wonderful viewers and subscribers. Your support helps us share the magic of reading with children all over the world. I love seeing you join us for Storytime, both in the library and right here on Storytime Online. And do you know what else I'm thankful for? Turkeys! Turkeys and Thanksgiving go hand in hand, or rather, wing in wing. And while I don't normally eat turkey this time of year, because I'm vegetarian, I do enjoy sharing turkey stories around the dinner table. And boy, do I have a good one for you. It's called Tock Turkey and the Disappearing Sandwich. And it's about a time-traveling turkey and his best friend, Future Dog, going on an adventure through time and space in search of a sandwich that has mysteriously disappeared. I'm excited to find out what happens. Are you? Let's read it. Tock Turkey and Future Dog live in a strange place called Egg Island. Egg Island isn't the biggest island in the world, but it's not small either. It has a mountain in the middle, surrounded by a deep, dark jungle, and a bright sandy beach all the way around its shores. Across the island, there are hundreds of stone turkeys, tall statues with enormous stone eggs balanced on their heads, each carved from the mountain rock by clever turkeys long ago. Egg Island used to be part of the land of Turkeytopia, a whole country of birds. But now Egg Island drifts across the seas of the world, like an enormous boat with no sail. Egg Island also does something mysterious. It doesn't only drift across the seas, it also floats through time. It drifts forward into the future and backward into the past, as the tide takes it. When Egg Island comes ashore, which it does every now and then, for a little while, there is no telling where or when it could be. On one very misty morning on Egg Island, with the shadows of the big turkey statues growing ever shorter as the sun rose ever higher, with the strange animals in the jungle making ever stranger noises as it grew ever hotter, Tock Turkey set about making the best sandwich ever. Tock Turkey didn't just like sandwiches. Everybody likes sandwiches. Tock Turkey thought that sandwiches were the best kind of food that had ever been invented. And this particular sandwich was going to be the single best sandwich that had ever been made. Ever. Tock Turkey took the business of making sandwiches very seriously, and everything had to be done just right. First of all, he cleared some space on a flat tree stump at the edge of the jungle by the beach. This would be his sandwich-making table. He scampered into the jungle and gathered up some thick, crusty bread slices from the bread bushes beside one of the jungle lakes. On Egg Island, all kinds of food grow just like this. When it comes to the best sandwich ever made, only the flattest, crustiest, chunkiest pieces of bread will do. Tock Turkey picked two of the crustiest and chunkiest. He took an empty coconut shell and dipped it into the lake, which was made of warm butter, filled it up to the brim, and brought the bread and butter back to the table. Next, Tock Turkey fetched some orange lettuce, some blue tomatoes, and a big yellow onion. Things are sometimes unusual colors on Egg Island. When he had taken those things and put them on the table, he went back to the jungle and fetched a big wedge of purple cheese from the cheese tree and some peppery mustard from the mustard swamp. Mustard was Tick-Tock Turkey's favorite. He was getting extremely hungry now. His mouth was starting to water, and he couldn't wait to put all the ingredients together. But he didn't have everything he needed. 2 more essential ingredients would give the sandwich that special something. Can you guess what they were? That's right, pink gravy and hot chocolate sauce. No sandwich is complete without pink gravy and hot chocolate sauce. Tick-Tock Turkey rummaged through the jungle vines until he found a nice, healthy gravy plant. He picked a pair of plump pink gravy fruit. He climbed up a rocky slope to the huge old chocolate tree, pecked into the trunk with his beak, and out oozed some thick, sugary chocolate. He filled up another coconut shell, carrying it to the beach on the end of his wing like a bucket, swishing little drops of hot brown chocolate behind him. Finally, with all of the ingredients in front of him, Tick-Tock Turkey was at last ready to begin making the best sandwich ever. "You'd better watch this, future dog," he called out across the beach. "This is going to be an absolutely incredible sandwich. Big and tasty. The best." All this time, Future Dog had been sitting on the beach nearby, lounging in the shade of a tall turkey statue. Future Dog knew that Tick-Tock Turkey was always up to some silly plan or another, trying to make sailboats from banana skins, or trying to build beach houses with sand. And even though Tick-Tock Turkey had been scampering backwards and forwards all morning, dashing into the jungle one minute, and dashing back onto the beach the next minute, gobbling and squawking excitedly with his wings laden with weird food, Future Dog hadn't been paying much attention. She'd seen it all before. When the sandwich was done, with all the ingredients, including the pink gravy and chocolate sauce, packed inside the chunky slices of bread, Tick-Tock Turkey decided that his sandwich looked absolutely delicious. "Have a look," he squawked. "Come on, Future Dog. Come here and have a look at my fantastic sandwich." Future Dog wasn't in the mood.
"Do I have to?"
she asked.
"Only that smell of onions and mustard and gravy and chocolate all mixed together is wafting around and making me feel a bit queasy."
Tick-Tock Turkey scampered over to Future Dog and pulled the book from her paws. "Come on," he said. "Even if it's not your favorite, I'm telling you it's an amazing job. In fact, it's a work of art, and you'd better look quick before I gobble it up." Future Dog shrugged.
"Oh, well, I suppose I should have a look,"
she said.
"After all, you have been working very hard."
Then, as they were about to look at Tick-Tock Turkey's sandwich, there was a sudden loud whoosh, quickly followed by a second loud whoosh. They jumped. In fact, the second whoosh wasn't so much a whoosh as a whoosh backwards, a sort of shoo. "What the egg was that?" said Tick-Tock Turkey.
"I'm not sure,"
said Future Dog.
"although it did sound a bit familiar."
"Forget it," said Tick-Tock Turkey. "I'm too hungry to care. It's just some stupid island wind. Future Dog, here it is, the best sandwich ever." They looked over at the table to admire Tick-Tock Turkey's work, but there was nothing there.
"What? Where's my sandwich? Where's it gone? What?"
He flapped his wings until feathers fluttered to the sand. He ran around in a tiny circle. Future Dog scratched her head.
"Well, that is peculiar,"
she said.
but no one's been here. It seems to have gone very quickly.
What? Gobbled Tick-Tock Turkey. It was there a second ago. I only turned my back for an instant.
And you didn't see anyone else?
Asked Future Dog. What? No one.
And you're sure it was there?
Of course it was there. It was big and huge and delicious, and it smelled wonderful. Future Dog nodded.
Well, I don't agree that it smelled wonderful, but it certainly stunk enough to have been there all right.
Tick-Tock Turkey fumed and squawked and ran around in another tiny circle. Suddenly he stopped in his tracks and stuck one wing up in the air. There's nothing for it, he said. I'm going to use the time watch.
Are you sure that's really necessary?
Said Future Dog.
The sandwich can't be far away. Even if someone has pinched it, they can't have gotten far into the jungle, and I'm sure we can catch them up.
No, said Tick-Tock Turkey, fiddling with the dial on the watch. The only way to be absolutely sure that I get my sandwich back in exactly the way I want it, and that means without anyone else having got their grubby hands on it or nibbled at it, is to go back in time to when it was there and stop the thief before he makes his getaway.
Yes,
she said thoughtfully.
I suppose that makes sense. You could turn the watch back a few minutes, pop through a time hole, and stop the thief in his tracks. Well, Tick-Tock Turkey, for a very silly bird, that sounds like a clever plan.
You bet, said Tick-Tock Turkey. He stood by the empty table and twisted the winder on the watch so that the big hand turned backwards, to when the sandwich was still there. He pushed the red button on the side of the watch, and whoosh! A time hole opened in front of him, like a hazy cloud of light and sparks floating in the air. I can see my sandwich, he squawked, peering through the hole, and it looks delicious. And I can see myself talking to you, Future Dog, and I'm asking you to come and have a look at it. That means the thief will grab the sandwich any second now.
And can you see the thief?
Asked Future Dog. Not yet, said Tick-Tock Turkey. There doesn't seem to be anyone else there. He must be hiding, but he'll strike any second. I'm not taking any chances. I won't let my sandwich get stolen twice. And with that, Tick-Tock Turkey dived into the time hole. He vanished for a moment, and then, as quickly as he had gone, he reappeared, popping out with his sandwich safely between his wings. The hole shut behind him with a loud shoo. Tick-Tock Turkey looked triumphant. I've got my sandwich back. Yes, I've foiled the thief.
Hang on,
said Future Dog.
I thought those whooshing and shooing sounds we heard earlier were a bit familiar. It was a time hole opening and closing.
Tick-Tock Turkey shrugged. Whatever, I've got it back. That's the important thing. Future Dog sighed.
Well, Tick-Tock Turkey, it means that the thief who stole your sandwich was a time traveler just like us.
Doesn't matter, said Tick-Tock Turkey. What's important is that I've beaten the thief at his own game, and now the best sandwich ever is back. Future Dog slapped her forehead with her paw.
Oh dear,
she said.
I think I know who took your sandwich.
Nonsense, said Tick-Tock Turkey. I grabbed the sandwich before the thief got there, so we'll never know. Future Dog sighed.
Well, I do know. You took the sandwich, Tick-Tock Turkey.
Tick-Tock Turkey shook his head. What?
You stole it from yourself.
What?
The time traveler who stole your sandwich was you, from the future, coming back to get it.
Tick-Tock Turkey shook his head again, this time so hard that feathers flew off in all directions. I'm so confused, he squawked.
It's the only explanation,
said Future Dog.
You stole your own sandwich from yourself. I've been time traveling for much longer than you, Tick-Tock Turkey, and that's the only possible explanation.
Well, I reckon it's just stupid, said Tick-Tock Turkey, quite annoyed. Because why would I've gone back in time and taken it if someone hadn't come and taken it into the future in the first place? Future Dog nodded thoughtfully.
It is rather complicated.
Tick-Tock Turkey squawked crossly. I can't believe that someone would come from the future and steal my sandwich. The cheek! He looked down at the big sandwich in front of him. Oh, he said, frowning, but I've still got the sandwich. Does that mean I'm the thief? Ow, my head hurts from all this thinking.
Cheer up,
said Future Dog.
You can't really steal from yourself, can you?
I suppose not, said Tick-Tock Turkey. But I think I just did.
Tuck into your sandwich,
said Future Dog.
After all, you've travelled in time to get it. And isn't it supposed to be the best sandwich ever?
Tick-Tock Turkey shrugged, took an enormous bite from his sandwich and started to gobble it down. And yum, it was indeed the best sandwich ever. The end. What did you think of the story? Wasn't it funny? What would you do if your sandwich suddenly disappeared? Would you travel back in time to find it or make another one? I'd do both. That way I could have 2 sandwiches. Thanks for hanging out with me on Storytime Online. Please take a moment to like this video. It really helps us out a lot. And if you're new here, subscribe to our channel for more library videos and Storytime fun. Happy Turkey Day! See you next time on Storytime Online.
See you later, alligator, out in a wild crocodile. Give a hug, ladybug, blow a kiss, jellyfish. See you soon, sweet baboon, out the door, dinosaur.